Hello everyone, how's everybody doing? And it's time for our end of day recap. Today was a crazy day. I mean, just top to bottom, it was just nuts. And there's not much more to say than that alone. Today was, started with a bang and ended with a bang, and there were a few bangs in between. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. So what we're gonna do here is we're just gonna go over some of the alerts and some of the trades that we had, and we'll go from there. So again, day trade alerts, October 4th, start from here, go upwards. We started with looking at BNTC at 935, and I like the stock that particular time, but the spread, like I said here, missed due to a 19-cent spread. So I mean, yes, stocks they look good, um, and then they go up really well as well. Just because they look good and they're moving up doesn't mean you can just blindly jump into them. So 935, it was at, what is this, at 297. If it was a 19-cent spread, that means that this the the bid was at 260. Now the thing is, my stop loss is usually around 5 to 7 cents on a $2 stock. I'm not gonna have I'm not gonna get into a stock which has a 19-cent spread, and I'm just gonna get in, and the next thing you know, the bid is at 255, 240, 235. It just drops, and I'm stuck in that trade. You know, and that's usually what happens. That's how we get stuck in stocks that we don't want to be in, and that's just it's a disaster. So we saw it at what 279. It goes up to 330, 345. I'm sure a lot of people traded this. A lot of people made a lot of money on it, but it's not something where I'm gonna get into. It's just a pure gamble, right? So obviously we missed that one. Let's go over to the next one here. We have INPX. All right. So INPX, it was a pretty nice trade. I mean, we saw it at 9:36, so the very next minute, which is basically right over here. We got a couple of chances to get in at 40. It goes as high as 45. You can see my trades here. So, okay, so the first one that I sold was GNMX. I sold it obviously before 9:35. I bought it yesterday and I sold it right before 9:35, basically when the market opened. 3,970 shares, which is basically my whole portfolio at that time. I got into INPX. I don't think I got in with everything, but I sold 6,000 and then I sold 2,000. I believe this was around the 44-cent level. So I believe I had there you go. So 44 cents. I had a sell order on the ask and it basically executed and I was out. This might have actually been sold at 43, I think, for the 6,000 and then 44 for the 2,000, and that's basically that. The next one we had with RGSE. Now the thing is that I was still holding INPX, so the alert was there for RGSE. A lot of members that took advantage of it, but unfortunately, I was still stuck in INPX, hoping that we might get a move to the higher side. But as you can see here, 943 for RGSE. Let's take a look at this one here. And basically, what I was looking at that time, 943 was right about here, and I don't know what I remember seeing. I think it was on the 5-minute chart. I saw a channel, a bit of a channel. So 943 was right about here, and I saw. So even before this, like this starts at 9 o'clock, but I believe even before this we had another one, another you can call it. Um, it was an inverted cup, you could say. It was like this, and then it came back around like that. And when I saw it moving up here, I said, you know what? If we get past this level here, the stock is most likely going to take off. So I put in the alert at 9:43, and the price was 243 to get in. So a lot of the members did get in. It was 243 right about here, and as you can see, it goes up and it comes back down but before it comes back down, we do see 267. So I mean that's way beyond our target. You know, I'm hoping that most people got out. I wasn't paying a lot of attention, but I was paying enough attention to know that some people had gotten in. So we got a few chances to get out. The target was 255, so we had a good few minutes to get out there. And then the stop was obviously a lot closer to that, so 235. That means if you didn't get out there, you got stopped out there, and then the stock basically just took off. The second target for that one was 589 if you didn't get stopped out. I have a feeling we're going to see something ridiculous come out of this one. Tomorrow's a big day. I mean, tomorrow's a really big day. If we open up above 250, we're going to go and test the $3 and then even go test the 326. If we get past those levels, the stock can actually go, you know, a lot higher. We'll see what happens. Again, so no orders for RGSE here, totally missed it. The next one was GENE, 93 cents, 950. And let's take a look at that one here. GENE, here we go. And you know what I'm going to do here is I'm going to open this window and I'm going to open FinViz here. GENE. This was a beautiful trade. I just wish I made two mistakes on this one. Right, I totally take like full accountability for it. The target was, sorry, here we go. So GNE 950 and 93 cents. So this one moved a little too fast for us. But I was able to get in, I think around 95. I was on, so 93 is way down here. Wow. Or was it up here on this time here? So 950. Okay, so sorry. 950 is way down over here. $9.50 right here. So it was right here, 93 cents, and we had just a couple of seconds, but members did get in, so I wasn't too worried about that at all. We go as high as 104. I think I sold this one at about $1.02 or $1.03. We came back down, and the mistake that I made was I got in again at 106. I got in at 10. I tried to get in at 106. I actually got filled around 108. It goes as high as 128. So this is, hear me out now. So I get in at 106, which is right over here. Right, I get filled in this candlestick right here, and it goes all the way up. I made about $500 within a minute, and I got greedy. You know, I sold there, and then it goes higher, and around 122 I go and I buy it again for some crazy reason. So here we go. So look at the executions here. So bought here, sold there, CTRV got in between, and I sold. I was just like, it's not working for me. I bought GENE again, and then I sold it, and then I bought it again, and then sold it, and then I bought it again, and then I sold it. So the mistake that I made was I bought at 122, and I ended up selling back down at 117. It was sitting, the bid was at 118, and I was just like, if it drops one more penny, I'm out. So it could have been a lot worse. But I saved myself, I saved my day, took a smaller loss. I'm willing to do that any day of the week, and I will continue to do that. So that was that one. The next one was OHGI. Okay, so we're gonna go over CTRV later. Okay, but the next one was OHGI. 99 cents was the entry point. This one was crazy. I thought GENE was crazy. This one actually just destroyed that one. So 99 cents was right about here. Okay, so we quickly get in. We take off. I get up to about $1.11, right about here, and I jump out. I'm like, you know what? I just made around 450 or something like that real quick. I'm out. I recovered my losses from GENE. I was happy, and basically the stock just took off to $1.60. So the thing is that when stocks like GE and E drop so fast on you, you kind of lose, some of that confidence. And when you lose that confidence, you kind of take a quick profit and you just move on. Now, as you can see here, I had 4,000 shares. My target, funny enough, was 127. So if I took 28 cents on 4,000 shares up to $1.27, you're looking at a pretty decent profit. Let's take a quick idea of that right there. Looking at $1,200 right there, I just missed out on just because of the stupidity that I did on GENE. If I had not gotten in on GENE again, I would have, had the same confidence moving all the way up, and I probably would have stayed in OHGI at least 50%, to the top. But again, I missed out because of the stupidity. All right, so that was that one there. Now, DCIX, this is a very, very interesting one. With this one here, I couldn't get into it. My broker wasn't allowing it. We come back over here, and you'll see I could have gone in with 11,000 shares, right? So I tried 10,000, I tried 5,000. I kept on trying, it just wouldn't work. But imagine if I get in at 52. So the target was 52 cents to get in, and 58 cents to get out. So even if I got 6 cents on 11,000 shares, I mean, that's something like, okay, so if I didn't mess up on GENE, I would have made a lot more on OHGI, and then on 11,000 shares, I'm looking at a profit of $660, but I just couldn't get into the stock. But either way, we'll look at that one here. That one skyrockets to 73 cents. So obviously we're not going to sell at 73. Even if we panic and we sell on the way down at 66 or 64, I think that's a beautiful trade, getting in at 52. So we'll look at the time here again. So 10:58, and 10:58 is way down here, right over on this red candlestick. So we had a good, 120 seconds roughly, actually more than that. We started moving at this price here. So yeah, just about 120 seconds to fill that order for the people. A lot of people did get in. I was extremely happy. They were extremely happy. Just a beautiful day overall, and not much more to say. Now the next one that I just missed out on was DYSL down here. 944 we saw this stock. So I just want to say that we're not missing anything. Okay, we're trading carefully. Again, 944. And where is 944? So the time we saw the stock was at 146. We had a whole bunch of time to get in between 146 and I would say 157. And it goes straight up to $2. So that's about a 25% move that we missed out on because the spreads were somewhat ridiculous. So it was 7 cents. It's not that bad compared to BNTC. But at the end of the day, I'm still not gambling. I'm not here to gamble. This is a business. I'm not going to buy something. So buying on a crazy spread is like buying, let's just say if I'm selling, cell phones, it's like assuming that the price of the stock, the phone is going to be sold at is going to be $1,200, and I'm assuming that buying it at $5 or $1,200 and buying it at $500 is not a bad idea because I know it's going to sell for $1,200. Now, if I buy it for 500 and the sell price is around $700, then I'm taking a smaller chance. But I'm taking such a big chance, thinking, okay, so if I need to sell it for 1,200 to make a profit, I'm in trouble because I'm buying it at 500. But if I had to sell it at 700 to make a profit and I'm buying it at 500, it's not that bad. I'm only losing $200 of potential loss there. But in return, I'm losing almost $700 if I play these crazy spreads. Now you can do that. It's a very risky trade. Yes, you can get in with 500 or 1,000 shares, but what if you get into this one and you're so focused on this stock and then you totally miss out on GENE? You miss out on CTRV. You miss out on OHGI just because you were so focused on this one, right? And imagine if this stock drops. So my stop loss is usually 5 to 7 cents, right? And the spread is already 7 cents, so where would my stop loss be? I have to go into each trade with a stop loss, otherwise I'm not getting into the trade. And that's pretty simple. All right, so we went over DCIX, DFFN now. So that one also had a 9-cent spread, and on that one we actually lucked out. It didn't actually move that much higher. We saw it at 1106, and 1106 it was right at the top there. So this is what I mean. The person that bought this one, they got in some serious trouble. They bought it at whatever, $1.90, and the stock drops to $1.79 within a minute. That's just ridiculous. I don't like to gamble because the market is so crazy. It's doing okay, but if the market wasn't so crazy, you could get in some serious trouble there. So the next one we got was ROSG, and this one right here, I waited. The stock just didn't move. I just gave up and I sold it. If you're looking at it here, 111. The target was 114 and 121. Or no, sorry, you could get in between 111 and 114, and the target was 121 to 127. I just thought it was gonna move real quick if a lot of people got in. But I think the stock is just being held down for some particular reason. So again, that's at 11:10 here, and so right about here, 111. Try to get in. Let's go look at that order as well. So try to buy ROSG. I think I was buying more than the money that I had. I had insufficient funds, and then that's basically what we got there. All right, so we'll go over that right there, and so that was ROSG. The next one was it's a swing. Now, obviously, I'm trying to help the members in the room. I can't get into each trade here, but if I see something that I think looks good, I'm gonna alert it because I want you guys to make money. So now for SRRA, I said it's a swing at 11:45, and if you want, you can hold it. And 11:45 was around here, so we're looking at 168. And what do we have here? So 169. The target was 176 and $1.99, and we ended up closing the day up at about $1.81. So hopefully you sold half and you're still holding some here. Hopefully it takes you to $2, and I think it should. And we'll see what happens. So now this is where it gets nasty. Okay. FPP. So you can see here I got in with 10,000 shares, and it wasn't so cool. There was somebody playing games here. Somebody alerted this one just to have a little bit of fun. So alerted this one at 37. I was hoping with the way the market was going, we would see at least 45 cents. So 37 to 45 in a really good market is not a lot to ask. Look at what the stock does. It goes up to 42. At that point, I'm up like $450, right? And I had that opportunity for like maybe 30 seconds really, because I was looking around for other stocks as well. By the time I saw it, it was up there, and I was just like, should I sell it? The problem is if I sell it, I'm basically dumping on the members. I don't want to do that. I want to get in with you and I want to get out with you. And basically, the stock just takes a huge dump here and it drops to 35. As soon as it started moving higher, I put my stop loss at my buy price, which was 37, and I got stopped out at 36. So I did lose a little bit. I lost a penny here, lost about $100. Not that bad. It could have been a lot worse. I mean, I could have gotten stopped out down at 33 cents. And yeah, it was just nasty. So somebody was definitely having fun here, playing some games, and I just don't think it's ethical to be doing stuff like that. Um, it was definitely planned because they sold at 42. Like they must know what they're doing, and normally people sell at like 40, 45, maybe 50, half dollar, full dollar, something like that. But this person's selling at 42. How you know that this person sold at 42 is because they had such a big sell order that even if somebody bought at 42, they tried to push it up, but because their sell order was so big, it just tanked. And I guess it is what it is, right? So let's take a look at how many shares were traded. 65,000 shares were traded there, and the previous candlestick was just 35. So obviously it was going to get crushed, and it did. So there's that one, and then basically out. So I'm out at 39. That's a mistake. It's supposed to be 36. I lost $100 on that one. That's 100% guaranteed. AC alerted MBOT 132. Target was 140. So 1248. This is not a part of my challenge, but I'm just going to show it to you anyways because it was a fantastic day, and these days they don't come around all the time. So what we got here is 1248, and you're supposed to get in at 132 and get out at 140. Sorry, one more time. So 1248. 1248 is right over here. So you're supposed to get in this time here somewhere, and the target is $1.40, and the stock goes nuts all the way to $1.48. That also was a nice trade. And then MBOT over and over again. ONCS, let's take a look at what this one did. It's probably the last one of the day, I believe. So 236 and 236 is basically right here. So 106, and it goes as low as, so stop loss was 103. So sorry, it's 108. So that means we never got into that one. Buy at 108, sell. Okay, so we never got into ONCS. That's good. All right, so I think that's basically it. That caps off the whole day. These are all the trades. Now, this is what I made for the day, 709.77. We're doing okay. It's just a lot of it has to do with a really good market here. But I believe, I have enough confidence to know that I can continue at this pace. Making $500 to $700 a day is not a lot to ask. I think is really doable. We're looking at a starting balance of 45.70 on Monday, and we are looking at right now 64.09 and 45.70. So we're looking at about $1,839. I was actually up $1,200 if it wasn't for GNE, and then I probably would have held OHGI a lot longer. Just made those silly mistakes. It's gonna happen. It's a part of the trading sequence, you can call it. There's certain things you just can't get away from. Imagine if GNE actually goes up to like $1.50 to $2. I'll be really frustrated, and I'll be like, I really missed out on a great opportunity. So, but it is what it is. I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm happy. I'm way above my targets, and there's not much more to complain about. DCIX, that would have made a good $1,000 easy in just a few minutes. Yeah, it is what it is, right? And then GNMX, I think I made around $450. I bought it the night before, sold it in the morning, so I can day trade with that same money. Otherwise, I probably would have held it a little bit longer. But if I held it, I wouldn't have been able to get into a lot of these trades. And yeah, I'm happy with how the day went. So again, trying to keep this video as short as possible. I appreciate you watching this, and hopefully you can learn from my mistakes and just say, hey, you know what, one trade per day on one stock at a time, and that's it. Because if I never got into GNE again, my day could have been almost $1,200 to $1,500 profit instead of just 709. And hopefully that's the lesson of the day today. Alright guys, thank you very much.